One Piece is on a long break, Mashle is pretty much finished, or actually finished last week, and so much else is also going on in the world of Shonen Jump. Something that happens from time to time is that a new series finds its way into the magazine. The achievement of being approved by Shonen Jump is already incredible, but the next question is, will it last or will it be axed? Today I'm going to share my first impression about the new Shonen Jump Plus manga called Demon Lord Exchange. Demon Lords are still very popular and the twist possibilities are nearly endless. So let us take a look at the summary and see what Demon Lord Exchange has to offer. Hero Felina's party is on the brink of annihilation in the face of a powerful demon lord. The almighty demon proposes to spare their lives on one condition: that he may swap bodies with the hero for a year. Atty, a priest and Felina's childhood friend, naturally objects to the proposal, but Felina agrees to the terms to protect her companions. Thus begins a new journey for the Demon Lord, naive to the ways of the world and the quirky group of adventurers, as they set out to vanquish a new Demon Lord once and for all. Well, that was a lot. First of all, why would the Demon Lord offer the hero's party a way to survive? There might be more to this offer than we think at first, but only time will tell what sort of schemes are going on in the background. The summary alone already gives us a lot of questions. Most importantly, I am still unsure whether this will be mainly the classic shonen action or a more comedic and light-hearted approach. Assuming the Demon Lord is male, this is also a gender bender story, because the hero is the female character in the picture here. So will there be romance elements as well? I don't know. At first glance it doesn't seem like it, but never say never. And Atty is, by the way, the black-haired character we see here, so on this picture alone we don't see the Demon Lord just yet. Now, with that being said, our goal is clear. With the offer accepted, the Demon Lord turned into the hero. He is now, or she is now, going to go after another Demon Lord apparently. What does he have to gain from this scenario? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is reading all 3 currently available chapters. So from here on out, I will give you a slight spoiler warning. The link to the series is in the description if you want to check it out yourself first, but we are now going to dive into my first impressions of chapters 1 to 3 from Demon Lord Exchange. And yes, this manga did have some very nice surprises, and it was overall pretty enjoyable in my opinion. While the comedy is the main focus, it still offers some nice action, even though it was very short-lived in the action department, because the Demon Lord is just that powerful. And it also has a few wholesome moments already. Combining all that with what I think is a good art style, and you have a winning formula for now. The spoilers will be held at a minimum, as I think this is a story that is best read blind. Demon Lord Exchange has high potential of becoming my new favorite action comedy, especially now that Mashle, Magic and Muscle is over. That spot is now up for debate again, and I wonder if Demon Lord Exchange is going to fill it up. There were mostly positive things to say about the first 3 chapters, but before we get to them, we should talk about the few problems I have about the story already. One thing that hasn't changed since reading the summary is the slightly generic feeling. That in itself doesn't have to be bad. I also always eat bread for breakfast, so a sense of familiarity can be good, but it can also turn out to be boring in the long run. Another point would be that the comedic balance between the Demon Lord and the priest could potentially get stale pretty quickly. So it was a good decision to add more characters into the mix to gain access to more comedy options. A reason why this entire premise almost felt like a déjà vu to me is that I read a manga called Yusha Gashinda, or in English, The Legendary Hero is Dead. First of all, I can only recommend that story. It even has an anime for those of you that enjoy animated things more than just manga. Both stories start with somebody taking over the hero's body, but the circumstances are very different. So maybe there really was some inspiration, but the author from Demon Lord Exchange put his own twist on the entire formula. And that wouldn't be bad. I really like Yusha Gashinda, so it could be a very good inspiration. A problem would only appear if the author of Demon Lord Exchange throws away all originality and just straight up copies story threads from the other manga. However, so far nothing like that happened. The main cast all seem likable in their own ways, but there also were characters everybody will dislike. I'm interested to see how things will work out in the future, because the first story goal has already been determined, and it could last until, I don't know, maybe chapter 10 or so. The make or break for this manga will be character interactions, and the balance between comedy and serious story. I don't even know if there will be an overarching story or plot. This is another question I really want to have answered. But if it really is just a stupid, fun kind of manga with episodic content, it can also be enjoyable. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I can praise the comedy of this story, as it already got me to exhale out of my nose. And we all know that that is a big achievement for a comedy series, especially if you're reading it yourself and not with somebody else. This one, I am unsure if it is a positive or a negative statement about Demon Lord Exchange. I have now read the first 3 chapters and understand what I'm in for if I choose to follow the characters on their journey. But even after 100 plus pages and so many panels, the manga has yet to reveal the same things as the summary. So is the summary still spoiling me, or did I misunderstand the summary when I first read it? So if I recall back what was standing in the summary, from there we learned that we will set out to vanquish a new Demon Lord once and for all, but such a thing was not said in the actual story so far. So I started thinking about what this sentence could really mean. Are we going to fight against the hero in the Demon Lord's body? Because we are yet to see how Filena, the hero, is now going to act in the Demon Lord's body. Is she going to get corrupted? Is she going to have some other times? Are we just going to focus on the hero's party, or are we also going to have like some side parts with the Demon Lord? There are some possibilities here, but that is not the only option we could have. Or is vanquishing being used in a less literal sense? Because the hero party is now together with the Demon Lord and they get to know him a lot better now, they all learn that he isn't as much of a threat personality-wise. While with his whole strength and magic power he is still an immense threat, his personality seems to not be that threatening. So there is the idea that because they see him not as in danger to the society anymore, the threat of a Demon Lord is just getting vanquished. Or a third option, we go after an actual new Demon Lord that either is going to appear while the story is going on, or that Demon Lord is just in another country, or nobody is like talking about them as much because there's this other Demon Lord that is stronger. So there are a lot of different things that this story could follow, but because it seems to be more comedy focused, I wonder when it will really start. In my opinion, it is a good sign that I can already make so many assumptions about the story. It is a sign of good setup and a promising future, but you might see it a bit different, so please feel free to share your thoughts and opinions about Demon Lord Exchange in the comments. I will make sure to answer everybody. I am already looking forward to future chapters, as I very much enjoyed the character dynamics. All of the characters introduced so far are really unique and special. That just makes meeting new characters even more exciting. But that's all I have to say about this new manga. Depending on its length, my enjoyment, and also its success, I can imagine us revisiting this story in the future. But until then, all that is basically left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!